Questions? Updates on all the injured guys?
None of them are traveling,
Was
so they won't play tomorrow. Saturday, we'll have a better idea. The guys that didn't skate today won't play tomorrow and won't play Saturday. Richie is out there in the red. He's got a chance to play Saturday. And not John Moore, by the way. He's still always.
Coach, a couple days back, I think it might have been after the Philly game, you were talking about how got a lot of small, skilled guys that are great at pushing the puck up ice, but they're not doing that.
Who does? We do or they?
Yeah, you do.
We do.
Yeah, and you just mentioned, I was wondering, is it, so you believe it's there, the ability to do that still, or do you need more size?
Are you, like, just be a little more specific
Okay.
so I don't rant for
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, like, the comment was after Philly, you talked about, I think right now we have guys who aren't pushing the play.
From the back end?
Yeah, from the back end up. And they're small, but we've got the skill and speed. Do you think now after the last game it's more a matter of size, or is it still what you think there? That you have it with you in the team?
To push the pace? Or?
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure where you're like.
No, I'm just trying to say, do you think is there a lack of size on the back end in your eyes?
Yes. In a perfect world, we'd rather, Kevin Miller is a good complement to what we have. Johnny Moore's in between. He's got some size, but he's also got pace. So when we have ideally Kevin, Z, Carlo matched with, say, Grizz, and Charlie, who's a tweener, but certainly big.
Mm-hmm.
And who can push the pace. We have better balance, and with Krug, even Cliffy, we can mix and match. Right now, Johnny's out and Kevin Miller's out, and that's where we miss Kevin Miller. We'll probably having another guy back there that's a little, wakes up in a little more of an ornery mood, to sort of temper some, the battles in front of your net or being physical against the other team's top guys. That Cliffy Willie wants to be, he's just not Kevin Miller. We're not going to ask Grizz and Torrey to do that every night. It's not the strength of their game. I don't think it'll work for him, to be honest with you. So right now, Vac comes in. He's more of a puck mover, stay-at-home puck mover, but I wouldn't call him a physical guy. He could grow into that.
Mm-hmm.
That's to be determined. It's too early to tell in his second year pro if that'll be his calling. But I see him more like a smaller Carlo, but probably a better first pass, but not the same size, penalty kill skills. If that, I don't know if I'm answering your question.
No, you did. I just want to follow up. What do you think the team was doing to alleviate those guys being out in the first, 13 games when they're on that great stretch?
Well, I think we defend with a certain structure with layers, so some of those battles get taken care of because we're not chasing a guy man-to-man all over the ice, so the handoffs occur. I think the quickness, if we're on our game, which when we get pucks back quicker, and then we hopefully have the ability to get our feet moving. We encourage that and move the puck and get going the other way. I think we're a really good transition team when those things happen. I think that's when we're at our best. Whether we transition through the neutral zone and attack, or whether we transition and play behind them, like when Corrales' line's at their best. Krejci's line did a real good job the other night with Coyle behind him. They played the right way, put pucks behind him, and as a result, they had it a lot. So, Boston, we know Berg's line does it both ways. That's sort of when they're effective. When they're stuck in their own end, they get on the wrong side of the battles. Well, physics dictates then we're not as good. It takes us longer to get pucks back.
Is there a feeling with McAvoy that to this point this year he hasn't really sort of tapped into that highest level of his game? And if so, I'm just wondering why you think that might be.
I believe Charlie has more to give. I think he's got a tough assignment every night playing against the best players. As a young guy, I think his natural best ability right now at his age is his puck moving and ability to join the rush and make some plays. He hasn't finished, but he's had some looks. So I think that'll balance out. I really do, the more he shoots. He had a chance in overtime again, and I tried to get it to Pasta, which is typically a no-brainer. But he's in the slot. Maybe that time he could have been selfish. Who knows? You can't fault him for trying to get the puck to pass and after a one-timer, but some of those situations, I think, even themselves out as he goes. Defensive side of things, there's some ways to go for Charlie still because he's playing against the best players every night. And whether we should put him in that position or not is open to debate, but we feel he can handle it with Z there as his partner. We got away from it a bit with Grizz, injury happened, so we're kind of going to put that in the back burner. So, but I don't think Charlie's unique as a young guy to be able to come into the league and defend like a 10-year vet. I think there's a learning curve. You learn guys' tendencies, you learn which ice to protect more than others, when to go. So that's how I feel Charlie's game's been so far. Like a lot of guys, he's got room to grow. He'll get better, but I certainly wouldn't list him as, I think he's played well, just not to his ceiling.
If he's going to continue to get those assignments, like you're saying, what can he do in the immediate now to make up some ground?
Position. We're trying to, the thing we work with Charlie is working from the middle out. Sometimes he has a tendency to overplay that rush in terms of allowing the guy inside ice instead of forcing him outside. So that's one area we're working on. And we had Carlo in that role with Z, but we found that there's a better balance in terms of the ability to break pucks out when we put Charlie there. So, and then Carlo gives that ability to defend with Krug. So we thought that was a good matchup, and I think it's worked out for the most part.
Moving Anders up to David's line, where do you see that line? Perhaps
I thought that line was excellent the other night, so I talked to Dan about that. I mean, the hand we've been dealt right now is we've got a lot of right wingers out. We've talked about Anders staying on the left side, so we don't want to mess with that. He's played well there. We want to keep him on the left side. So that means someone, Dan has to move who's played the right side. Like I said, I compliment that line well the other night. Dan said it before too. The thing I like about him is he can move around. He's got a good hockey IQ. He can figure out what a line needs and fit in and play. He's done on every line this team, Dan. So that's the reasoning. Frederick comes up. We're trying him at the wing a little bit. We're strong down the middle. See if that frees him up to go out, be physical and play more his style, just straight line game instead of overthinking as a centerman. So we're not going to bring him up as a left shot, throw him in the right wing. I think that's a little unfair. We're already kind of moving him a little bit to begin with to see where he's at. So that's the thinking behind it.
And the last game for Dan, why do you think he was so noticeable in terms of being on top of the puck, making plays for his?
Well, I think he's been better on battles. We talked about that. I think he's winning more. Probably got a little confidence. He's starting to score a little bit. He's playing with Kretsch and Coyle that are good at, if he can win that initial battle and get them the puck, they're pretty good at separating and finding ice, so then he can go and read off them. I think that's a good situation for him to have a centerman like that, or a right winger like Coyle, someone who's a puck possession guy.
Who's goalies on your back-to-back?
Goalies will be Tuukka on Friday in Toronto, and Halak will play Saturday against Washington at home.
One more, Mike.
Just, you mentioned all the right wings out, it's 4. So does that, do you kind of have to sit with Charlie Coyle, as a right wing now for, some term maybe, or?
Yeah, I mean, we discussed looking at him on the line with Kretsch. We feel I'll repeat myself, we feel our best lineups with Charlie's number 3 center, but injuries have dictated we move someone around, so it happens to be him. I think he's played well, minus the fact I think he's turned down some shots, and we talked about that, but his game is good. I'd just like to see him be more selfish with the puck and the scoring.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.